Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So we are tonight live streaming, obviously Adventure Quest Worlds, that's our big thing that we do, right? Actually giving Arctics a shot here right now because this server has not been working past few days as everybody knows, but I think just from the little bit that I've been on it just now actually, menus are pulling up quick. See if it teleports me fast, because if it does, then probably things are fixed, right? Yeah, a lot of people more are on the server than usual, at least for the past few days. It hasn't been more than a few hundred. It's sitting at the full 1500 right now, so chances are, right, it is probably doing a lot better. Did, however, forget to pull the stream off my phone so that I can see the chat easier, so let me go ahead and do that super quick. Get that live chat up. Here we go. So live chat is going. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna probably do, right? Tonight, more so Dragon of Time or my merge shops. I'm thinking to start out at the very least with doing this here. I should have these materials. At least I feel like I should have more of these materials, right? Enchanted scale, flame forged metal. Maybe I accidentally put them in my bank. Enchanted scale, yep. Flame. I do not have the flame forged metal. Alright, now I know for a fact I didn't actually grind that yet, so the rest of it that we need to grab from our bank is Void Scale and War Fury Emblem. Void Scale. War Fury Emblem. And there we go. I think that's where I left off with this, was I was going for the War Fury Emblems. I only need 40 more of them, and then we need to get the 10 Flame Forged Metal. Pick up your quest. We need 40 of these. And we want to click on zone map. I think it's somewhere up here. Yeah, here it is. The War Fury Elites. You were Dragon of Time once? Look at you finally finishing the story and, you know, knowing that. Hi, what's up, Deek Shana Gianetti? I probably butchered that name, so I apologize if I did. But I hope you are doing well. Our stream just started, actually, like, God, 5 minutes ago, but I think I took it off the stream starting soon, like maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Story minute in real life. Oh yeah? Explain to me how you were Dragon of Time in real life. I'll go ahead and let you figure that one out. Make sure you send proof, by the way. What we doing today? Probably some Dragon of Time, if I get finished with what I am doing right now, but I'm starting out with, the Flame Dragon armor or whatever that you need for Valiance. Because realistically, the reason why I'm going for Dragon of Time, right, is obviously making a video guide on it, but the other big piece of that puzzle is Dragon of Time is necessary for Valiance, just like this is. Drank too much orange juice once. Yeah, so you were Dragon of Time because you drank too much orange juice. That makes sense. I mean, I can't find any fault in that logic whatsoever. Absolutely no fault in that logic. I hope everybody's doing well. My stream is frozen on my second monitor here, so that's awesome. But that's pretty standard. Restream's not actually that quality of an app, but it is the only thing that allows me to stream to 2 platforms at once for free, so try to limit my complaints. I like jaws hurting today though, so if I sound a little weird, that could be it. Like it's really sore and I don't know why. I mean, you can go ahead and make a couple of guesses, you know, humor-wise, but those weren't correct, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, right? How's Twitch? What do you mean by how's Twitch? You like saying how many viewers or whatever? And I do have that showing up on the screen, right? It shows you the viewer count above my head on the top left of how many people I have on each platform. Twitch is usually the lower viewer count comparatively to YouTube. Pretty much consistently. across the board, but our channel is a YouTube channel first and foremost, so. Got a couple streams a week. I too was Dragon Time once. Until the Dark Karnax Nation attacked. Alright. I see yellow on my monitor, sucks. Yeah, it's pretty small, it's nothing huge. It's mostly there for me more than it is for anybody else, so if anybody can see it, that's, you know, kudos to them, but yeah, it's mostly there for myself. Usually Twitch is like 1 to like 8 viewers, like usually it's mostly in like the 1 to 5 range though. YouTube obviously is typically within like the 10 to 15 range once we get like 10-15 minutes in the stream. Once you will start to hop in here. So obviously there's a big disparity there. It was pretty neat though during the celebration party we did. I think that was literally just yesterday. Time's dragging. We had hit like 40 something on YouTube, and like Twitch still wasn't great. I think it was like 10 to 12. Did you also have too much oranges? Dragon of Time and Archers equals the Hate Man and Benadryl. The Hat Man is what you meant to say. I'm gonna go ahead and wager there, because people expect me to solo it. And as DoT all the time, SMH. You gotta stop carrying people. You gotta say, if you want to get further in the game, watch my buddy ItsJingWei's video content. Don't expect me to carry you. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah. Probably not gonna take us too long to get these War Fury trainings actually, because I think we're already almost done 6 completions, and we only need to get like 40, 50 maybe? Yes, the Hat Man. I fucking knew it. You always talk about the Hat Man, because you're always losing your mind. Always about the Hat Man. Why is it always the Hat Man this and the Hat Man that, and not How's the Hat Man? Or are you okay, Hat Man? Always end up as hyper carry, unfortunately. How unfortunate, right? Just say no hyper carries until you subscribe to my buddy ItsJingWei on YouTube. Follow him on Twitch, and then we will hyper carry you. No, I'm just kidding, of course. I'm extraordinarily tired today. Like extremely. My body aches, and yeah. I've been up earlier than usual. Like, I already usually don't get a lot of sleep, but I was up even earlier than usual too, so that doesn't help, right? So tomorrow I'm gonna be like praying for death before work. Sorry I'm back. I had to get my yakisoba. Wow, you were gone for a very long time. I was starting to think about putting out a bolo for you. You know, putting in a missing persons report. That was a good like solid minute and a half, 2 minutes. So I was getting really worried, man. Glad you let us know, though, that you got that thing that I don't know what it is. That I probably even pronounced wrong. I mean, who knows if it's yakisoba. Maybe it's Yankee soba. I don't know. Got stuck in the microwave. Yeah, I've been there. I got lost in the microwave one time. It's like a maze in there. I don't know how people use them without like having issues. I mean, crazy. Type of Japanese noodles, you say it right. Oh, I say it right? Okay, so it is Yankee soba. Got it. Maybe this mission only stacks up to 10. Well, I mean, it's not only, right? I mean, 10 is pretty high, but I'm thinking that this mission's probably going to end at 10 stacks. It's Yaki Soba. Yeah. Right. We just gotta keep mispronouncing it. Yaki Soba. Oh, wow. 7, 6. Come on, let me say 5. 5. I think I'm betraying Korea, but I really just like metal chopsticks. Yeah, I'm not a fan of chopsticks in general because my hands are always like really sore, it feels like. So like it pinches like on a nerve or something and it's hurting really bad, and yeah. Got something wrong with my hands. I'm talking so much crap on the internet, right? Because I'm a internet troll. That is me. That is I. Of course, I'm being sarcastic, of course. But yeah, betray Korea. Especially if it's North Korea. If it's South Korea, then I mean, well, I don't know what's wrong with you, man, but it's North Korea, 100%. I'll do that. Doggy, holler, how doink. Well, we're doinking really good tonight, man. Doinking that, doinking those buttons. In my household, chopstick is every utensil. Yeah, it's crazy. Some countries are like that, right? Like, I mean, over here we use forks and spoons and this and that. And then some countries you got chopsticks everywhere. I mean, I feel like if I grew up using chopsticks, it would be different. Being like an adult male who like grew up, you know, in a Western country and like using it like maybe once a year at most at like some sort of like restaurant or something, or yeah, it doesn't quite work out for me. Like pinches that nerve and it feels great. Snow 14, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. In my household, yeah. Try Voltaire and gel for hands. I have sets of wood and metal, but my wood ones are dirty. Oh, man's talk about his dirty wood on stream. That's not good, Caden. Watch your filthy mouth. It's nice though seeing names come up from like people that only like joined the channel like around the era of our celebration party. I know it was just yesterday, but it's still nice seeing names like that pop up that I hadn't seen previous to the celebration party, and knowing that like it actually created at least a couple of new people, right? Like the guy who won the $35 Arctic's points yesterday. He actually showed up to me while I was farming gold earlier today and like said thank you and all that, and showed me the membership that he got and all that good stuff. So that was a decent experience there. Hey, Snow and Nor seems opposites. They seem opposites. How do they seem like opposites? Name-wise. I don't know how that makes sense name-wise. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. I just got Dark Lord and now looking for a soloing class. What class do you recommend new player, by the way? I mean, it depends on where you are in the game, right? I mean, I have a whole early to mid-game classes video guide. I have a whole progression guide, and I go over a bunch of classes on there, right? Like, I mean, obviously decent solo options when you first start, like the very beginning one, right, is Dragon Slayer. Then it goes like Imperial Chunin, somewhat decent. Work Evader's like your best early to mid-game, like dodge class, because the class does like up to 90% dodge rate for high damage bosses, although the damage isn't phenomenal in that class. You know, like I said, that's an early game option though. You got Dragon Slayer General is a really good mid-game option for soloing. Chrono Shadow Slayer / Shadow Hunter is always a really good option if you have ACs. Snow equals white, noir equals black. I'll say noir equals black in French. Just my brain wing. Yeah, but we're not over here teaching French, Sadie. We're over here speaking English. The French did not win that war. Anyone tell me Forge Quests are still recommended to do? What do you mean if they're still recommended to do? Forge Quests are literally like 100% required for late game / end game progression. So, yeah, if you're trying to get late to end game progression, 1000% you need Forge enhancements. That's actually what we're working on in the stream here. It says Dragon of Time plus merge shops, but the merge shop is literally a merge shop to get Flame Dragon armor, which is required to get a Valiant's Forge enhancement. And guess what Dragon of Time is also required for? The Valiant's Forge enhancement. So tonight's stream is literally just Valiant's grind, if we're being 100% honest. I was taught some French from an old co-worker. They told me to two-step dance. Nice. They won't carry an Infinity, so I reconsidered. I mean, we're not going to be playing a full release or even like a beta of Infinity to at least October. Like, one thing that a lot of people seem to misinterpret for God knows what reason, I don't know if it's their first time playing a video game or, you know, hearing of an alpha or beta, but when we get those alpha keys for Adventure Quest Infinity, the game's going to have nothing to do in it. Like, you're going to have a couple hours of gameplay at most in the Adventure Quest Infinity alpha, and it's going to be a buggy, trashy mess. I mean, that's usually how alphas are. They're literally just, hey, this does not represent the final product at all whatsoever. It's going to be a buggy mess. It's going to have no content. It's going to be next to nothing to do. And we get that in, what, a couple more weeks maybe? Up to a few more weeks? So we could play it for, like, 1 hour. Forges are recommended even mid-game. Yeah, Forges are recommended even mid-game. I was more speaking about, like, they're required for late session. Because of gems, dude? Gems, some dude said? I'm not sure what you mean by because of gems, but yeah, I mean, play the game how you want to play it, 1000%. I have made a whole video that goes over like 10 things you know before Adventure Quest Infinity release or whatever. And have you ever done the base camp quest for house portals? No, I don't know anything about house portals. I've been so distracted by so many other things, and everything takes so much longer thanks to, like, well, video editing, YouTube crap, working full-time, 3 kids. Like, my progression is always super slow compared to, like, other people. Frank, my name's Origins, literally the serial number was going to... I know, yeah, wow. But yeah, I mean, I would just do whatever you want to do for fun, but realistically, we're not going to have... Like, everybody's like, oh, I'm not going to play Adventure Quest Worlds because Infinity's around the corner. It's not around the corner. We have, I would say, at minimum 6 months till beta, another year till full release, if not more. We gave them $2 million for the Kickstarter, and they only hired 2 new employees. And, yeah. They promised Kickstarter access within 2 to 3 weeks or something like that. Maybe 2. I have no concept of time, realistically. I work so much and everything like that, I just lose track of time all the time. But I'm pretty sure it's been more than 2 to 3 weeks, and we haven't even gotten the keys yet. And I don't think they've said anything about it coming with the next couple days either, so... What's up, Jing? On YouTube right now, what you grinding? Welcome, Eric Wolf, to the stream. I feel like your name's familiar. I think you were in the Celebration House Party, maybe, unless I'm misremembering. But yeah, there's going to be next to nothing to do in Alpha when it first comes out. It's going to be just an empty thing, and I know a lot of people are going to be online. What is Artix Entertainment doing? Why is this game so empty? They promised this and that. It's not here. Well, because people don't understand what things are. You know, people don't read or understand anything. Some people also just make assumptions, right? They're like, oh, well, that's going to be released. It's not release. It's Steam Early Access to an alpha product, right? So, take it this way. If you're on AQI mindset, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Honestly, the game's so much better than what I've shown so far, and that's me being on. Yeah, I mean, that's literally what it is, right? You're setting yourself 1000% up for failure and disappointment if you're expecting anything of Adventure Quest Infinity within the first few months. Especially if you're expecting anything on day 1. And from everything that I read, from my own comment sections on my videos in regards to it, from the things I read on, like, Twitter or the Kickstarter page or anything, everybody's expecting a full release. And we're going to have hundreds, if not thousands, of people extremely disappointed by their own unrealistic expectations that even Artix Entertainment has basically outright said you guys are being ridiculous. You know, your expectations are too high. They didn't say that word for word. They, like, put a whole, like, poll system that made sure you know for a fact and people still didn't read it. Or they're like, are you going to play alpha where it's going to be buggy and have next to no content? And expect the game not to have much to do with it? Are you going to play beta where the game is going to have slight resemblance to final product? Or are you going to wait till full release where the game will still be pretty bare bones, but there will be content and it won't be buggy as much? I was, but I had to leave early, sadly, yeah. Okay, well, at least I remembered your name right. That's good, right? Hey, I really enjoyed your progression guide. Do you have any recommendations for solo class post beating Dragon to finish the main lore? I'm using Dragon Shinobi right now. I think I just answered that question, but unless that was the whole second person. Oh no, wow, it is a whole different person. That's 2 people actually asking in one stream. That's crazy. So I did make the progression guide. Obviously, you saw my recommendations, and if you watched that. I also had an early to mid-game class guide, which is your early classes, make your way into the mid-game. Early game, if you did watch the progression guide, obviously you'll have seen Hork Invader's a good dodge class. Then you have Dragon Slayer General's a good mid-game solo class. You can get Arch Paladin. I believe Arch Paladin's level 50 minimum. I, however, don't have a video guide on how to get Arch Paladin, unfortunately. But Arch Paladin is available, I believe, right after level 50. And that one's a really good solo / decent farming class, and it's extremely important for the late game because it is one of the most important support classes. No, it's alright, Dean Schaefer. It's just me being, not fully remembering exactly everybody's name, right? Like, I'm trying to remember people and everything like that. But your message was kind of verbatim what the other person had asked, so I was kind of like, did I, or did I not just answer that person? But no, that was entirely my fault, not yours, so. Yeah, yeah, so those are a decent solo class. Obviously, I did make the Dark Lord guide. The Dark Lord guide is a good mid-game class to late game for farming, but you said solo, so I'm pretty sure you just mean the bossing class. Chrono Shadowhunters is a better chrono to buy. So the chrono that I'm using right now is actually the Necronomancer, but I think that's not the name of the one that you can buy. But this one's really good for farming. Although, if you were to only buy one chrono class, I would 1000% recommend Chrono Shadowhunter, just because it has, once you get to like the final portion of the end game, it is like the best single target damage game class in the game. Really useful. It's what I use for all my bossing still, actually, unless it's like a boss that just hits really hard, then I typically use a different class. But if I just want to kill a boss really quick, it's always Chrono Shadowhunter still. Yeah, pick a Paladin on the way if you're a member. If you're a member, the Arch Paladin story is a lot easier to follow than if you're doing free to play and you don't have Paladin. For Paladin, I believe you need rank 10 healer and rank 10 warrior to buy, and I think that might be the only requirement. I don't remember everything about the game, right? I'm a returning player, and a lot of this stuff didn't exist back in the day, but yeah, surprised how good it is. I recommend it. Yeah, Chrono Shadowhunter's stupid good. But this one here, like I said, is decent for farming, but it's not like your number one recommended one, right? Because you can get decent farming classes all over the place in this game, especially since we have the May the 4th event going right now. Like, you can get a pretty decent one for free if you follow the guide I made, and it only takes a couple hours maybe. Rank 10 healer, rank 10 warrior, and rank 5 good rep. Okay, I thought it was rank 10 good rep, but I didn't want to say it out loud in case I was wrong. So rank 5, it's fair. Obsidian Paladin, Chronomancer, and Phantasm. Yeah, Obsidian Paladin is a great support. I just don't typically recommend that because you can always get like Lord of Order and a few others rather than spending your money on a support class when you're not going to get too much benefit of it outside of yeah, Phantasm is really good. Phantasm Chronomancer is typically recommended for more experienced players, right? Because it's basically like almost just as good, like par on par with Chrono Shadowhunter. The only difference with Phantasm is it's harder to play, but otherwise it's like par on par for the most part. But they're 6,000 ACs a piece, so not exactly the cheapest. I think I'm getting close here to this merch shop. I don't think she could let me see anything other than her quests here. No, I can see your merch shop. Awesome. I need 20 more so I can finish 36 more here. Turn for another full set of 10, and then you finish with this. I actually think Phantasm is easier to dodge class kind of because you don't have to time anything. Oh yeah, there's a level of personal taste to it, of course, just like there's a level of personal taste to everything, but in general terms, it has a basic magic trick that's shown in broad daylight. Anyone but me tried Sky Guard Grenadier. Very good survivability, but slow DPS. There's a lot of classes that just completely fall under the radar now. Like, one thing you guys will start to see with my content, if you haven't already, I make videos on a lot more niche stuff than a lot of other YouTubers do. And I once I get through a lot of the more mainstream stuff, you'll see that more and more. Like, my YouTube channel is obviously about guides, right? And it's about, like, typically I make guides on whatever I'm focusing on in the game at the moment. And then, like, other stuff, it's like, I'm working my way from the early game to the late game with guides, you know. with my audience. Although obviously, you know, you could play a bit faster and I can make these guides get up right, because some of them take like 20+ hours to make between research, editing, everything like that. Which part of was disappointed by how quickly YouTube shut down advertising my early to mid-game class guide, because I put like over 10 hours of effort into editing and recording that video, and then they just kind of did that to me. Mid-game 1 will be next. And then I do plan on making a part 2 for the progression guide, except the part 2 isn't going to be a direct follow-up. It's going to be like a alternate path guide, essentially. Like things that you can do outside of the original path. So it's going to go straight from the early game straight to the late game, kind of like the first one did, but with other options that are a little bit more niche. Or ones that were like honorable mentions for the first one. Just things for people that want to collect, or even people that want to just take a different journey than the typical like min-maxer kind of takes, because everybody does have a different path. So there is that. I have a lot of video ideas in the works right now. It just takes quite a while to do. Like I was editing a video for just over an hour straight before I started the stream, and then I had to put that on pause for this, obviously, this stream. Although that'll be Thursday's video. It'll be done by Thursday. If anybody in the stream has not hit that subscribe button on YouTube, follow button on Twitch, and does enjoy my content, or, you know, which is what I do, please make sure to hit that. I make guides, like kind of like I just said. I think I was going on about how I'm going to be making more niche stuff. Like, I think Sadie wanted me, or Katie wanted me to make a Evolved Pumpkin Lord guide, so that's one of my things on my list, right? Because like I said, I don't plan to just do the mainstream stuff. I plan to do as much as I possibly can in the game, just to have it be like a, how do I put it, not just a like mainstream focus channel where like, you know, I'm just focusing on the mainstream stuff for money or views like how a lot of other streamers or YouTubers do, but also like the stuff that's way off to the side that very few people care about, but it's kind of like a, library is not the word for it, like kind of like a museum for all the stuff that nobody's heard of. Because I know a lot of these classes, it feels like Katie makes them up and just kind of creates them in their own head until they just kind of show me that they have the class, and I'm just like, huh, maybe you're not as schizophrenic as I thought. Like, see, look at all these made up. We got the Sky Grenadier, Frost Titan. We got Claw Suit, which is literally like, it freaking showed me the Claw Suit one. It's literally just like a Santa Claus like outfit class, but with a giant robotic claw. Like, who's coming up with this shit? Like, I love him, but I still might be schizo. It's very possible. I wouldn't put it past you. So yeah, I mean, one day we're gonna have a Beastmaster guide for the 2 people that want to see that in the whole world. We're gonna have a just Claw Suit class guide for the -3 people that have ever cared about that class. All sorts of weird random crap. Kinda excited for the Necro concert classes when I stumbled on them, but I see no community appeal. Fortunate. Oh yeah, there's so much like non-existent community appeal or like meta appeal for so many classes from early on, or just random areas. Like, you would think that there's like 10 classes in the game based off the ones that people play, but there's so many ones that are like off meta, or maybe they're almost just as good as like the meta ones, but just they're like 90% there, so people just don't use them because maybe like they just are just slightly under there, but they have a weird random grind Like, it's already hard enough to find guides online that are worth any salt or that are any high quality for the actual, like, mainstream classes. So, like, finding a guide for classes that you've never heard of is even harder because, like, who knows, there might not even be one. Because nobody's heard of it, nobody knows about it, or it came out 10, 15 years ago, nobody's talked about it anymore. It's like you would have to already know about the class to find the video. I know there was like one thing that I saw one time that had Vampire Lord. And I have not seen outside that one time somebody talk about Vampire Lord, but they were like talking about how like it was just like the best class ever. Granted the video is old, but it makes me, stuff like that makes me very curious how it holds up these days. Win Guide of Sonic Mindbreaker. Expected within the next 5 years. That's the other thing though, that's going to make it really hard for me to make these types of guides, is when I'm keeping up with modern updates. Like, every Friday night after work, just no matter how tired I am, and I get off 11 PM, I've already been up for over 16 hours by the time I get home from work. Shower, get on the game when I should be going to bed, hopping on, doing the Friday updates. So those are my Saturday videos every week. Sundays I try to upload one merge shop video a week, and usually I'll do those on Sundays. And then I try to do 2 more uploads throughout the week, usually Tuesday and Thursday is the goal. And like with an upload schedule like that, I get a decent amount done, but it takes time to get the stuff itself, you know? And as I work for harder and harder stuff, it'll be hard to get to. And then by the time I finally catch up and start doing a lot of the random miscellaneous crap, I feel like Infinity will be, excuse me, sorry, like right there, ready to release, and then it won't even matter anymore. I won't actually be able to catch up. But I'm trying to be positive about it, right? And try and get myself there, so we'll see. Yeah, that and Lich are super underrated. Mecha Jouster. Jesus. Russ, Bucket versus Barber. New meta. Goated. Flame Sign is going to be a new meta class according to a little birdie. I don't know who that little birdie is, but yeah, I don't know what it's going to be. What is that? That's the new one coming out, right? Ah, shit, that reminds me. Is that boss fixed now? I've been meaning to go and... Wow, 1.5 billion HP. Okay. That is something. Yeah, I've been meaning to go back here and screw this guy up a few times, right? And get myself all that. Skip this damn cutscene. I don't care about it right now. How much stream? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and watch a whole cutscene on stream. Hic lacet revelation. Oh, this is really good for rep. Oh god, that XP too. 400,000 XP. 90,000 gold. Jesus. How hard is this guy to defeat, though? I'm not going to be able to fight this guy solo based off the way that I'm looking, but I'm just going to throw my Chrono Shadow Slayer and shoot him a couple times and see how bad this really is. Because I need to farm this guy to get that armor, because I mean obviously there's the expectation that whatever that armor is, it's going to be really important for, well, not whatever that armor is, but that armor at the end of the merge shop, it's highly expected obviously that's going to be important for that class. And when Friday rolls around, I'm not going to be able to be the first person to get the guide out, right? We got unemployed people that make video content for this game. People with no kids. I got, you know, employment, I got kids both, right? So it's a little bit tougher for me, but I meant to pre-farm this week for the stuff that is expected to be part of this. And I completely frickin' forgot until you mentioned that. Okay, so that's not too bad, right? Oh, it just auto-completed itself. I'm going to a cutscene. 3 cutscenes skipped and 2 minutes on the stream. We are... Okay, here, that's only for the first completion, but now I get 2 Opus Blazes for every kill. It doesn't even say that I have to actually kill him to get that. Anyways, we get 2 of them, and we get 350 reps, so not as much rep as I was hoping. So this isn't going to be as easy as I thought, but... Let's see. So you, okay, can I IOTA seasonals? You can IOTA seasonals. Usually the most I did seasonal is that like one parrot that gives you like 30% damage to like everything, right? At least that I know of. Halloween is for Flame Sign is gonna be where I get lich. Halloween. Patient is a virtue. Do I look patient? The only patient I am is a sight patient. That is pretty correct, pretty accurate. Cool things on the horizon. By the time you get to lich, it'll be worth it. Well, I guess somehow I ended up farming the Magnum Opus boss on stream, so if anybody is on the Arctic server and wants to come hop in here, there's only 2 of us fighting this guy right now, so... join us. Kill this guy with us. Smack his face repeatedly with a stick. Sorry, normally I don't eat on stream. Sometimes on Mondays it seems like I do. Because, the, partner of mine usually makes dinner, but doesn't finish till I'm streaming. Still touching grass? Really, man? I'm gonna freaking call 911 and let them know that you're just doing terrible things to that grass, man. I don't know what it did to you to deserve that. We need to chill. Partner. LOL. Yeehaw. Well, howdy there, partner. That's a different type of partner, right? Like, you got partner. As in what I was saying, then you got partner. You see, I can't do a great cowboy voice. The only cowboy boy is your mom. Wait, what? Plus, you didn't even spell it right. You spelled parter. Before you talk smack, at least know how to talk smack, boy. Yeehaw, partner. Yeah, see, there you go. Man even put the accent into his text. He put that D there. I used to work on a horse ranch, actually. According to you, you used to do everything. You used to live at every country in the entire world. You used to work every job that ever existed. You gotta calm down over there, Jesus. I really need to keep a job. Yeah, I've been at my job for just under a year now. It's not the longest I've had a job, but of course. But I've been there for just under a year now. I switched because the job was closer, and the job pays more. It's a lot more difficult physically though for me, but never worked fast food. I worked as a fast food employee and as a manager. I used to make rockets for NASA, easy. Yeah, apparently NASA is so smart they forgot how to make the spaceships that took them to the moon frickin' over half a century ago. Even though we have way more modern and better technology now. Moon landing? Is it fake? Well, this is gonna take a while. Even as a member, this is 100% slower than when it was a world boss. I wasn't expecting 1.5 million HP, gotta be real with you. Plus, I'm in a room that's empty though, too. Like, if I got into a room that actually had like 6 people, and I feel like this would be so much better. Currently, it is just 2 of us. But if someone in here stops freaking sexually harassing the grass and feeling it up, you know, they could come help. This is not me trying to one-up you, but no joke, I've done a thyroidotomy. I'm on the Arctic server right now. I figured it'd be populated. Apparently the first room's populated, but this one is not, however. Yeah, I'm just chilling on the Arctic server. Anybody in the stream that wants to join, you know, / go to ItsJingWei space YouTube. Anybody that can come here is more than welcome to. Right, but it'll take me more than an hour to be able to log in there. Oof. Actually got an easily. Yeah, it's a mix. Like sometimes Arctic is like you get super lucky and it's like right then and there you click on it the first time, or you just click on the login button and boom, Arctic's. And other times you just like you try 500 times and like someone just beats you to it every single frickin' time, and you're just like, the world is on fire. It's 'cause I can't afford membership, so I lit it up. What's the origin of your YouTube handle? What's more than my YouTube handle. I've actually had this name for, God, probably a decade now. One, I used to play Smite professionally, right? I played for a team. I was a very competitive person back in the day. Now you wouldn't believe it. I mean, because I'm very casual these days. But I played that competitively. Then we got to the point that I was like, you know what? I want to name myself after one of the gods or goddesses, right? Because I got to, excuse me, Smite originally because I was deep into mythology. I love mythology. So I went through Xbox gamer tags trying to find one that wasn't already taken. And I found a couple different ones I liked. And then I was like, well, I want it to be more than just a random god. So I went through different mythologies for ones that weren't already taken. And I settled with ItsJingWei because of the fact that there's a quote that comes from her lore. She's a Chinese goddess, of course, right? I'm not going to go over her whole story on stream, but to keep it shorter, there's a quote that comes from her stream. Or not stream, sorry, Jesus. Her lore that basically goes, Jingwei fills the sea. And if you read something, you're like, what the hell is that? That sounds ridiculous. Well, there's two meanings based off her lore. One is dogged determination and perseverance even in the face of seemingly impossible odds. So in layman's terms, it means never give up no matter what, right? Just doesn't sound as cool. All that good stuff. And then there's the other one. The other meaning from it is never allow others to suffer the pain that you suffered. So I come from a very traumatic background from, you know, being neglected, abused as a child, growing up in extreme poverty, shelters, on the streets, this, that, and the third, without going into too much detail. You know, it stacks on top of that, right? But my ideology, right, is to never have anyone suffer that same shit. And also, of course, well, you know, never give up quite, right? But that's, you know, that's that. It is a thing. My name actually has meaning. I know a lot of people that don't. I'm gonna die. Woohoo! But at least it was after he died. So we're chilling. Bing chilling. Yeah, Jingwei is Chinese. Come on, man. Learn to listen. No, I'm just kidding. You probably said it before I said it. Oh, you do, power to you. Yeah. Kind of has to deal with the YouTube channel a little bit too, right? Like, AQW doesn't have a great, an oversized community, right? It's not a good thing for money. I started up YouTube with two ideas in mind. I'm gonna be fully, like, transparent. I mean, right? Like, I started YouTube because, one, there was an extreme lack of guides, especially high-quality ones within the YouTube space for Adventure West World. Even, like, Reddit and other places didn't have too much information on certain things, right? And as a solo player, it was very, like, impossible to get any type of good information. So I was like, oh, well, let me take a swing at this, right? And the other idea was that is shit's just so expensive right now that the other half of it is like, well, maybe if I make a YouTube channel, I can make a couple extra dollars to not be so screwed financially, right? So that's the other half of that. So hopefully I hit 1,000 subs, I can at least get ads, so I can get like a few bucks a month or something like that from ad monetization. But the big reason that I do this is, well, like I said, there was a huge lack on guides and stuff for the game, and my main goal is to try and fill that void. Anything that comes with it extra is just, you know, nice as a thing, right? As we work into like the busier season of the year, though, my uploads will probably slow down at least a little bit, right? Because we're going to be going into our busy season. I'm going to be picking up more overtime at work since obviously I don't quite make anything off this yet. So once I can start picking up overtime again at work, I will likely be doing that. So that'll slow me down at least a little bit, full transparency wise, right? But yeah. I can imagine Chinese guys and influencers, a side hustle would be kind of funny, not gonna lie, right? Yeah, like that's... I could, you know, like realistically, if this was something that I only did for money, like there's so many other communities to use. Like Roblox is obviously like the easiest one, like not easiest one, but the biggest one, because you can like just fake cheeriness and like just upload that stuff with some decent editing skills, somewhat decent editing skills, and boom, got Fortnite, Call of Duty, Apex, you know, somewhat Battlefield, right? Like there's so many big things that would make a heck of a lot more sense, but I'm hunting nostalgia right now. So like I decided, even though the community is much smaller and the gap is a lot smaller too, the AQW is more for me to try and help the community that doesn't have the guides quite. And I don't know much about Chinese mythos other than the Journey to the West. I don't know much about Chinese mythology either, right? Like I learned that through Smite. I mostly knew like Greek and Roman and like Egyptian and a little other like minor ones like Celtic and stuff, but never like the other stuff, right? Whenever I chaperone someone in the game, I usually joke I fumbled so you can run and you still fumble. Hi, Jesus. Yeah, there's so much information the game doesn't tell you, like, which is why like there's gonna be like my fun videos that are gonna completely flop and make like even if I were getting ad revenue, or aren't even probably gonna make me like $1 based off the amount of views that I'll get on them, and those would be like the pumpkin. I mean, evolved Pumpkin Lord and all that stuff. But I'm still gonna make those regardless, because, you know, like, money is like a side piece of it, you know, that can hopefully come with it eventually, but the main thing is making guides and making things less obscure and doing just the random crap that I enjoy, because it is just, you know, AQW. I mean, it's nothing crazy. Your guides are actually great. Mr. Goon's a little bit too much from ADHD. He is one of the people that I follow the guides from. But, I mean, I speak positively of Mr. Goon, so I don't have any negative feelings or ill will towards him when I say this, but I think he goes too fast and it causes multiple problems, right? One, he misses a lot of information, right? Like, I could bring up, like, a specific example where it's like, well, you have to go here and, like, grab this item by completing this quest. And then you're like, well, how do I complete that quest? Like, you want me to complete this quest, but, like, you realize, oh wait, I have to watch a whole nother video to complete that quest, or do a deep dive on the wiki, because that quest wants me to do like 50 different things, but Mr. Goon just said, go do this quest. Because that was like one piece of like 5 pieces for one quest for the specific class or item or whatever it might be, right? And then like there's other stuff where it's just like, you know, it shows on screen for literally not even more than a second and a half sometimes, and you're just like, what was that exactly again? And it just, his issue is he does great content. He probably does some of the highest quality content I've seen in the YouTube community, but he skips past so much important stuff, and he just flies through it. Great, you know, great high quality content. It's obviously based off the way that you know, you can see it and everything. He obviously scripts his content, and he does an overlay over top of it. So he doesn't just like do his vocals and his, you know, background stuff at the same time. He does them at 2 different times, and he layers them and edits them, you know, and he actually has transitions, and he has text on the screen and this and that. So he's obviously putting high quality, you know, effort into his stuff. He's just too quick. And then you have other people, like, I'm not going to name this one because I don't have positive feelings towards them, but they don't, you know, their guides are always 4 times longer than everybody else's, but still somehow have 4 times less information than everybody else's. You know, no specific names on that one, but that's one that I absolutely can't stand. Like, how do you make your content 4 times as long as everybody else's, but still have a fraction of the information given? And then you get even more lost when you open the wiki. Yeah. When I'm making some of these guides, Like today, I was trying to do gold farming, and I didn't bother pulling a video. I heard Seven Circles War was decent, so I was like, oh, so I'll go to Seven Circles War, and I explored the area a little bit. Found it on my own what made it decent, right? At least what I imagine. I didn't double check my research, right? But then I went through the wiki, and I'm like, I made a whole like super detailed text guide for how to get the Legend of the Beast Helm or whatever it is there. And I watched a couple of videos on how to get it at first, because like, oh, like, let me start there first. And I was like, well, this is not super helpful at all. I didn't like how the videos are done, and it doesn't mean that, you know, like, they weren't phenomenally done, but they just weren't quite my taste. Like, my content isn't quite people's taste, like, right? It isn't perfect. My content is flawed. I'm an amateur, right? So all my critiques are my own critiques, and I could be entirely wrong in some people's perspective and entirely right in some others, but I didn't quite like the video, and I ended up instead, like, just scrounging through the wiki for half an hour to an hour, just writing down every tiny little detail, putting it into a nice little text guide, and then following that text guide myself, actually. And then I'm gonna, you know, one day turn that into a video once I've earned it myself. I gotta get the footage and everything for it, but the wiki can be a freaking nightmare. Like, you're looking through it and you're like, oh, well, to get this, I have to get these. Okay, that's gonna be simple enough, right? Like, but it's not. Like, bringing up the example of the Legend of the Beast Helm, like, you have to get, like, something that starts with a P. I can't think of the name of it. It's like, oh, you need 30 of those. Okay, that's awesome. So that's one requirement. You need 30 of those. Okay, I think it's like penitents now that I think about it. You need 30 penitents. And you're like, okay, well, that's not too bad. What do I need for penitents? And you're like, oh, well, for one penitence, I need 1 violence, 1 gluttony, 1 is something else, and then 15 souls, and then that's for 1, and then you need 30 of them. And you're like, okay, well, now I have that figured out, right? How much can I stack at one time? Like, you know, like, how much of these can I stack? And then the stacks are weird. One's 300, but that's fine because you only need like 1 of those. And then the other one's 300, but you need 15 of them. So you're like, well, now these stacks don't make any damn sense because they're not comparable. And you're like, okay, well, now you have to turn them into odd variables. And yeah, penance, there you go. It might be penance, there you go. Like, it's just stupid crap like that. But and then you're like, oh, why do you only need 30 penance? And then you go back and you're like, oh, well, I need to make these helmets, and these helmets take 10 penance apiece, so actually, in reality, you need 60 penance. And it's just a whole thing, but the point is just so, like, the wiki's just crazy, because the game doesn't tell you anything, and obviously you're meant to figure some things out on your own, right, but it's just like, everything goes through a loop. Like, in order to get Valiance, I need like Eternal Drakath armor, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. But in order to get Eternal Drakath armor, I need Drakath armor. But in order to get Drakath armor, I need Blinding Light of Destiny. In order to get Blinding Light of Destiny, I need this other thing. And it just goes step by step by step, and you're like, it just... I can only imagine, like, if there's no guides or anything like that, and you don't know how to go through the wiki, you're just like, what the hell is happening right now? What's DoT? DoT is Dragon of Time, which... You'll notice, we're not doing Dragon of Time right now. I got sidetracked because the new class is coming out this weekend. Nobody knows what it's going to take to get it right, but, you know, my assumption is that, 1, it's going to take the armor that you get from the end of this merge shop, so I'm farming that. This also going to be rep, because you need rank 10 U Mountain rep to even get that armor, which I figured U Mountain rep was going to be hard for it too, so we're doing that, right? So... I don't know if I even want to know what a YouTuber tastes like. Jesus. I don't know where that came from, but yeah. See a cosmetic I want, and I derail my whole goal. I do the same thing often, and it's not even because I see the cosmetic I want because it's a nice cosmetic, because I'm like landlocked into using my armor here that's basically my brand at this point. I see so many armors that I think are absolutely cool, but I end up just getting them because of the fact that my goal is to have 1 merge shot video a week, right? So I have to do a lot of them, and then I get sidetracked doing them because, like, they're fairly easy to do with the kids around, because a lot of them are, like, you know, just repeating the same quest over and over again, the same few quests over and over again. They're just easier to do with the kids because the baby wants to be picked up, he's screaming, he's throwing water bottles at my feet, dropping my phone on my toes. The other kid's, like, shoving my chair around, screaming in my ears. Very lucky that my wife helps me out on, you know, like, we're both actually here on Sundays and Mondays, because we both work, so I only really get to see her 2 days a week, well, Saturday morning, Sunday days, and Monday afternoon. So that's why it's my streaming schedule is Sunday nights and Monday nights, because that's the only day literally that I can, because somebody else can watch the kids for me. How'd you get name Jingwei? It sounds Chinese. I told the story before we got there. Yeah, it's crazy, because the same thing happened yesterday with my stream, where, like, someone asked me a question, I rant about it for quite a while, like 10, 15 minutes, or, you know, a decent chunk of time. And then, like, it's the only time in any of my streams that anybody's ever asked it, which is very akin to this, because it's the first time someone's asked me what my name comes from. And then, maybe 10 minutes after I fully tell the story, somebody else joins the stream and then, you know, asks the same exact question. I think it's crazy, like, the coincidentalness. Interesting. I did a whole quest line for my outfit. It's from a Chinese guy who was somebody told the story. Well, it's more so than that. I mean, it has more sentimental value than that, that part you said there. Like, I played the game professionally, and quote from the, you know, kins to my past, blah, 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 blah. He said toes. Yeah, you gotta clip the fact that I said toes, man. Everybody's gotta clip where I said toes. Every streamer's gotta talk about toes at some point. But at least it's better toes than minors, right? There was, like, at some point on YouTube, I can't remember when it was. 5 years ago, like that one guy that did like acapella or something. Like every other week a YouTuber is getting exposed for hitting on children. That was crazy work. I'll never understand that. I mean, as like someone who has 3 kids himself, it's absolutely shocking and appalling. Magnum Opus. Okay, I got 130 of that. How much do I actually need here though? 20, and so I'm way over where I need for this armor, but you keep responding to Snow, but I keep not seeing any messages from Snow. Maybe it's on my phone? What flavor? Oh yeah, I don't know why Snow's messages are not showing. It does that weird thing where it shows messages on my phone that don't show up on the actual stream chat for restream for me. You should put a Q&A in your description. I do need a Q&A in my description for Twitch for sure. I don't. My Twitch is extremely bare bones because I use Twitch as like a, you know, like an extra place to stream and show my content, right? My Twitch viewership is nowhere near as large as my YouTube. Like YouTube on average like goes from like 10 to 20, sometimes 30 concurrent, whereas Twitch is like 1 through 6 at most typically. So I'm guessing the wife's an Asian. No, the wife is Hispanic. Yeah. She is not Asian, she is Hispanic. Toes equals stream and meta. Yeah, you're right, you're right. Filipino. Oh, nice. I have a few Filipino friends on Facebook that I met on Grand Chase, because Grand Chase was my big, like, focal point before this game. I'm probably either China or Taiwan. But yeah, thank you everybody who has taken the time to check out the stream, who's chatting, this and that. Let me see. If you guys have not already joined the Discord, make sure you guys join that. It is free. Hey, there's RJ. I would imagine RJ's in the stream, because man just showed up in the game, and I don't think he just randomly got here by sheer chance. But RJ won our costume contest or outfit contest that we did yesterday, and someone sponsored it as well. So I was able to actually update up the prizes for yesterday's costume contest because someone sponsored it. So he won first place in that, and he got $35 with the Artix points. So that was cool. Second place got 25. Third got 20, except 2 people tied for third, and then they were more than willing to split it. $10 a piece, so that was nice of them. We got people here. 6 people in Magnum Opus 2. That's awesome. Well, we're flying through this now. God, I can't pick up my food. Is someone playing Rogue? I just saw the Venom Fangs. He's born in the US but lived in Japan, so yeah. Katie got to go visit the world, lucky bastard. So I speak a little bit. Maybe that sounded harsh if you're new around here. Katie and I joke around. Katie's one of my mods in both Discord and YouTube. And a guild officer of mine actually as well. Rogue, rare, new meta win guide. Well, first you have to create an account 12 years ago minimum. So go ahead and invent time traveling. And then you're going to go ahead and go back and do that. Or you can go and use a $100 iota on it. Using Arachnomancer, LOL. Yeah, I don't know what Arachnomancer skills are, so, like, I didn't say that it was guaranteed. I don't think I said at least that it was guaranteed Rogue. I was like, it looks like Rogue to me, but, I mean, they also reuse a lot of skill icons, so. I'm more than welcome to being wrong. So we got Master in the Wind coming in. Living, walking Wikipedia. Who always has something to add. And tell me that I'm wrong. Because they just have 4,000 times more experience than me, but entirely valid. You know, I'd rather somebody call me out and be like, hey, well, you know, this is something that you missed. Maybe include it next time, or consider adding it as a pinned comment or something. You know what? Critique in a positive manner is always more than welcome. So, what's the 12-year thing? Oh, I was making a joke about getting Rogue rare, because, like, if, you know, Warrior, Healer, Rogue, all that. They are classes that have a rare version now because they got remodeled or whatever. Like, their skills and everything are the exact same, but they have like an actual, like, you know, character model change, so the old versions are rare now. Hey Jing, how do I join your clan? You can ask Katie in the YouTube chat. Or more preferably, I mean, because I would rather everybody who's in the guild to join the Discord. You can type an ! Discord, get the link in the chat, and then click on that. Obviously, Discord's free, and then you will ping either Kaden or Spicy, as those two are my guild officers, and then they can grab you an invite. Right now, there's no real requirements to join. It is a pretty casual, laid-back guild. I mean, we're not like a guild that's like hardcore about ultras and all that. So anybody that would be looking for that, obviously not quite the guild to join. But we do have a few helpers and all that. This guild is more like to help new, like, players, you know, mid-game players, late-game players, or, like, you know, like, give people help, essentially. That's the main point of the guild. Like, there's a lot of guilds that are, like, you know, super hardcore in-game. We're more laid back, we're a lot more focused on just helping people grow that are new to the game. What job did you work the longest? I worked for 2 years at an incentive-based warehouse, like $19 an hour. But, like, the more you did, the more you got paid. And I was one of the highest paid people in that position because of the fact that I just worked my ass off there. But it was, like, despite being a public position, it was actually very physical. You're off it doing a lot of heavy lifting often, so. It's a long story for me. Yeah. Long story, yeah. I do something mostly similar now, right? We're doing and that was 2 years that I was there. Started doing ultras has been fun mostly. Yeah, I see the big reason I stopped playing Grand Chase to play this because of the fact that I get stuck in raids for 10-15 minutes at a time. And with ultras, depending on the group that you're playing with, you never know how long you're going to be there. So I try to do like a focal point, focusing mostly right now on just other miscellaneous guide content, right? Like things that I either think the other guides aren't high quality enough, or they're older and they need to be updated, or just things nobody really does guides on because of the fact that there just isn't enough information online, or there aren't enough YouTubers, or maybe people are like, oh well, you know, a lot of YouTubers only focus on making content that they feel is the most profitable. Whereas that's not the mindset that I have. I'm like, I'll do content that is, in my opinion, the most helpful, or the most, like, kind of I spoke about earlier, gonna bring things to light that most people have completely forgotten about. Like, I mean, my AC tag merge shop videos, they get they get pretty much the lowest views of most of the videos on my channel. But I still think they're interesting, and some people like only watch the channel for them, and they're literally just going over merge shots 9 times out of 10, like ones that have been forgotten about, or people that, no matter how far they are in the game, just outright never knew about or completely forgot about. Like, I stumbled upon in one of my recent ones that I did, the like the slash gonna getcha one, which is literally Saw themed items. If you guys watch horror movies, like the Saw movies, Big Saw, that stuff, that one was stupid cool in my opinion, because I love horror movies. That was a huge, amazing find. Cooked, but it was different kinds of that are in a hospital. That was unique too. An invite. Yeah, Gollop, if you're still on the stream, you know, I could drop the Discord link if you're still interested in joining the guild, and also obviously Cadence here asking you. Like 2 days ago I did Drac at the group and I tried for an hour, left the room for a different one in like 5 minutes. Yeah, it depends on who you get, right, really. It's especially when doing publics, it's a huge luck of the draw. Yo, Mr. Margialis, I probably butchered that last part, sorry about that, but I want the Terrifier outfit so fast. Well, Terrifier outfit. Are you're talking about like the horror movies Terrifier? I didn't know they had an outfit for that in this game. Where's that at? You're 100% gonna have to tell me where that is, because I haven't seen the movies yet. I've been wanting to see them for the longest time, but like I said, I only get to see my wife for a couple days a week, and right now our big thing right now is I've seen it once, so I don't think it's available anymore. Darn. Yeah, because like right now, horror movies are my favorite. Actually, if you guys go to the Discord, you'll see that there's an AQW general chat, but there's also a horror general chat, because I have a second channel that's in the works. It's more like horror focused. I haven't 100% figured out what I'm going to do with it, to be honest. I was going to start with narration videos, like for horror stories, because I have a decent voice and I can do decent things with my voice. So that was my first idea. I might be doing some changes that I'm not sure, but you guys will see that there is a second channel that I've been working on, and you'll see the horror general chat, because my Discord's supposed to be like, when I get both channels running, like, you know, I have my AQW chat and I have my horror chat and all that, and people can kind of merge, make it into one big Discord. Saw one guy at Yolgar's with it. Now that you say it, I might have actually seen that myself. My memory's very vague. I know on the top of miscellaneous content, my YouTube is entirely just AQW right now. My only video content that I'll ever likely do on my YouTube channel is going to be AQW, but I'm half and half on if I should start streaming stuff on my YouTube channel outside of AQW, right? Like, I have other games that I play, not so much recently, right? But I have other games that I like to play. I don't just play AQW, and that's not the plan for my rest of life, right? So I'm half and half on if I should continue doing only AQW stuff on the streams from my AQW channel, since it is my only gaming channel, or if I should just keep those miscellaneous other games only to my Twitch channel. I haven't started doing those streams yet, so I haven't made a choice yet. But yeah, I guess it mostly boils down to like what, you know, what audience wants. Like, right, if people are gonna be like, well, you stream on YouTube and it's not AQW, I'm never gonna watch your stream, right? Whereas like Twitch, I have a little bit more freedom because my viewer pool is a lot smaller there. Stream zombie games with me. I love zombie games. Zombie anything is like one of my favorite things of like all time. I'm starting to lag a lot here. I'm gonna hide everybody. Anyways, let me turn my AC on. It's getting hot as hell. Unless, of course, we're going to do a shirtless Jing stream here, but I'm not actually going to do that. Good luck. Good luck with what, IKEA? I mean, thank you, but good luck with what? Surrounded as an upcoming project, Zomboid 7 Days to Die. I love 7 Days to Die. One thing I did back in the day when I streamed a game that was entirely unrelated to Minecraft, I actually had a Minecraft server for my Discord and all that. It wasn't hugely populated, but we always had a few people on the server at a time. And that was always interesting, right? It was nice. 200 hours on Project Zomboid, nice. One of the games I was considering streaming was Grand Chase. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that, but... yeah, I mean, I had a lot of... I have like 2,000 hours in Grand Chase since they did their re-release. Previous to their re-release, at least another few hundred minimum. I like Grand Chase a lot. It's another MMO, but it's got an even smaller community than AQW. It's part of how I learned like words in like Tagalog and not Philippines, Jesus Christ. Portuguese, because that's where the majority of their excuse me, audience is. $620 in 7 days. I played 7 Days to Die on the Xbox. Because I achievement hunted for over a decade on there. I have like 1.5 million gamer score, just under that. Really high position on the world for that. But they had 2 different versions on it because they did when Funpins bought back their rights to the console version. They did it as a full new release, and like the old one was missing over 10 years with updates, which is crazy work. Yeah, so I did 2 completions on that. Actually, I did 3 because there's a PC stack for the achievement list too. So that was like, I think I put like 300 or 400 hours in the original, and then another like 100 hours, maybe even 200 hours in the re-release. So I loved it. Having something spicy, yeah. Usually I don't react like that so negatively when I eat spicy food, but since I'm talking so much, I had a really bad negative reaction there. So I'm glad you picked up on that, Orlick. I freaking love spicy food. I don't eat it as much as I used to anymore, though, because I'm getting freaking old and it's starting to affect me, unfortunately, but... What's a word in Tagalog, you know? I really don't know very many, and I only really know how to type them. I don't know how to say them, because Grand Chase doesn't have voice chat. The one that I started to learn the most of was Portuguese, because of the fact that I always played on the South America server because of the fact that that server was typically the most populated, right? But I do have like a couple friends on Facebook that I chat with regularly, despite the fact that none of us play Grand Chase anymore, really. From Brazil and from the Philippines. So that's cool. Which countries have you traveled to? None. I think I mentioned it briefly earlier in the stream. I grew up poor as shit. We didn't even have a house half the time, and you know, we lived on the streets here and there. Definitely wasn't visiting other countries. Who's gonna tell me French and a dance was Portuguese? Interesting that the Portuguese person taught you French, but yeah. And now I work full time. My partner works full time, and then we have 3 kids. So no money, no time. Definitely no ability to travel. I'm Portuguese, let's go. Yeah, most of the people I met on Grand Chase that spoke Portuguese, I think it was like literally over 90% were Brazilian. It was very few that I met were actually from Portugal itself. I swear my life's just a fever dream. Brother, you got me back to this game, I can't stop, LOL. I'm glad that I brought you back to the game, Swiper. Hopefully I earned your sub and all that good stuff as well. I do have plans for lots more content. Like right now, anybody who's just now joining the stream or anything like that, literally what I'm doing right now. It looks like I'm the only one here, I just have the other players hidden. Or my PC to run better. However, I'm literally just farming the merch shop and chatting right now. I mean, nothing crazy. because we do have Friday a new class coming out. So I would recommend anybody who wants to get that new class or pre-farm for it. Obviously, there's no guarantees, right? But I would recommend pre-farming this, right? Pre-farming this area, getting your mountain of your UU mountain rep up to rank 10. I do have a YouTube guide on how to do that quickly. Granted, there's no truly fast method though, but the quickest way that that's really out there, right? And I have additionally, I recommend having gold. I think the last one cost freaking 50 million. But these endgame classes are always fairly expensive. Yeah, let's go. Are you in our Discord? So much different things I'm not. Well, if you are not in our Discord, and you want to join our Discord, I just typed in !Discord. Sometimes YouTube breaks though, and it doesn't send the message in the YouTube chat. Twitch always works for some reason. Streamlabs works so good with Twitch, but it doesn't always quite work with YouTube, and I'm not sure. But yeah, as Caden said, the link is in my channel details. We do have a fairly large portion of our channel on Discord too. Like we have like 640 subs, something like that. And then we have just over 70 some. Oh, what a cute fat baby. We have like 70 some members on the Discord, so that's like good transition rate. If you guys are wondering why I said that's a cute fat baby, my youngest is 8 months old, and my wife just like gave him a bath, and so she like peeked in through the door, and he was just standing there, wet, smiling at me in his towel. Definitely enjoy me playing this game for a week, and it's a grind. Like to do all my spare time. I be sweeping through your videos. That's how I addicted am. Well, I appreciate that, man. View time. You know, like that helps with the average view time, because you know the higher average view time I have on my videos, the more it recommends it to people. The more views I get, the more it recommends to other people. End goal is channel growth, but also to get the guides to reach as many people, just for the simple fact of, you know, I want people to have the help necessary with that. I mean, I do have like I have one commentary video, I think, which was my returning players video. That was actually like my first attempt ever at like a long form video on YouTube. So I hope that wasn't too terrible. My kid should start farming Radiant Goddess of War. Probably should, right? He's slacking right now. We never know when Adventure Quest Infinity is going to come out, and then Radiant Goddess of War is going to be as good. So, I'll consider that. Sure, I watched Swiper fall asleep with his phone playing your videos. Dang, Caden. That's some great moderation skills there. Observation. Make sure nobody's doing anything crazy. It's true, it's the phone. There we go. Akroloth is the phone. I love the freaking memes, but I love when people do that crap with it. Like, it's true, I was the blah blah blah, and it's like always like the wildest crap. I really love dry, stupid humor. Like, outside of stream, a lot of people will not believe it. I'm not very social. I love dad jokes. I love puns, stupid, dry humor. Like, King of the Hill is one of my favorite shows ever, and it's just all those jokes like go over my kid's head because they're dry and they're dumb. Firmo's the pillow. There we go. Man's was the pillow. I play like this game 99% of the time solo, actually. Is part of where the introvertedness that I was talking about came in there. A lot of people like play with groups, or like especially YouTubers, I feel like ask for a lot of help from the community to grow faster, this and that. I prefer taking the game at my own pace. You know, just chilling on my own, relaxing, playing the game, experiencing it, right? Like, a lot of people are in a rush, and there's nothing wrong with people that are in a rush that kind of want to get carried through this or that or the third and get through the game. I don't judge people for that, but that's not quite my style. Now that I'm getting older, I kind of just like to chill. Kind of like how it is now, right? Like, not a super crazy piece. Imagine being a dad telling a dad joke to your baby dad's dad. Your baby's dad's dad. You talk about the baby's grandpa? Fatherless behavior. When is Infinity coming out? The alpha should be coming out with the next few weeks. I went on a whole like tangent about how don't expect much from the alpha. It's an alpha, right? Like, people don't understand that an alpha means that like it's in its very, 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 very early stages, meaning that there's usually next to no content. It's usually broken half the time, and you should expect lots of bugs and next to no content, right? So that version is probably going to be out within the next couple to few weeks. The full version, they haven't given a release date, but if you base it off the Founders Rewards, October is when the $25 Founder Bundle is expected to be given to players based off the Kickstarter. So, what are we in, May? So that's at least 5 months from now. But other ones said like November, and other ones even said 2027, so there's no way to know, realistically. Unfortunately. But I would say if you want alpha, next couple weeks, if they get it figured out finally. Full release where it's actually going to have stuff to do and not be a buggy piece of crap. Minimum 6 months, probably. 15 FPS the GOAT? Yeah, dude. 15 FPS, low graphics. We're in 2026. We shouldn't expect graphics or FPS from our games. It's still 2008. What are you talking about, man? 60 FPS. My monitor can't even run 60 FPS. Laid the sarcasm one, they're really thick though, so. You guys have frames? Like that like kid from, what is it called? Shameless, that meme at the bottom. I freaking love those memes too. Those memes are so freaking great. Regardless, we're nearing the end of the stream here. I'm probably going to cut the stream at 8:30 since we're not doing anything crazy. So Sunday streams are 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so those are longer streams. Sometimes they go a little bit longer, right? They're 2-hour streams minimum, though, on Sundays. Today is obviously Monday. Depending on your country, it might be Tuesday. But it is Monday for me in Eastern Standard Time, UTC -5. So stream will be ending in about 5 minutes. Usually these Monday streams start at the same time as Sunday streams. They start at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Or midnight, really, right, of the next day if you're going by UTC. But these streams go for minimum 1 hour, typically, sometimes, mostly an hour and a half. They don't normally go for 2 hours. The reason why I stream only 2 days a week isn't necessarily because of the fact that I always want to. It's because of the fact that that works with me and my wife's busy schedule since we both work and we have 3 kids. Unless, of course, you guys wanted to hear kids screaming in the ground and watching a baby, like, throw stuff on my feet every 3 seconds on my desk. But, yeah, there's that. Make sure you guys hit that follow button if you're on Twitch and you enjoy the stream. Make sure you guys hit that sub button if you're on YouTube. Today's the first day that I started a member goal on YouTube / Twitch sub goal. I didn't actually mention it on the stream till now. Usually I ran follow goals on Twitch, sub goals on YouTube, but this is the first day I'm running the member goal / sub goal for Twitch. My goal is to hopefully get 10 of those by the end of the month. Subs on Twitch are $6 now, I think. YouTube is, my member goals are on my YouTube, and you click the join button or whatever, it'll tell you about them. But they come with benefits, ranging all the way up to literally being able to see my videos early, and that's anywhere from $2, $5, or $10 a month. But anyways, you got 3 kids, you could do your ultra runs at the same house. I could, yeah, right? I did 3 kids, a wife, you know, we just all do it at the same time, right? Have the 4-year-old, 6-year-old, and the 8-month-old, you know, this freaking carry me, because obviously I'm just an adult, I'm stupid, right? Kids always treat you like you're so dumb, and they're like the smartest things in the world. It always blows my mind, it frustrates me sometimes, but solos, ultras, yeah, dude, he does. That kid, you know, if he was half as good at ultras as he is as dropping things on my feet, the kid would be legendary. Kid would be absolutely legendary. But yeah, that sub / member goal is going to go for 30 days. 10. I don't think 10's a crazy goal by the end of the month. We'll see how it goes. I mean, we got our first yesterday. Someone actually bought my top tier for my member on YouTube yesterday during the live stream. It was actually the person who sponsored that, so I'm very appreciative of that person because giveaways went from $35 to like $105 for prizes that we gave away yesterday at these streams. So that was cool, and it was all thanks to that person. So big shout out to him. He is in the Discord. He didn't want me to like advertise who exactly he was though, so not gonna say names. But we are almost done here. 2 minutes left probably. So I know some of you guys are crazy hours. It's 8:28 p.m. So what is that in like Philippines? It's like what, 8:28 a.m., 9:28 a.m. You guys are just getting up for the morning. Japan as well, Australia is like 13 hours ahead. Funny thing about my analytics is, like, I'm from the US personally, and I think it's literally my biggest population from one specific country is 20% viewership, and it is the US. It's crazy to me to be playing a game where it's like 20% of my own audience is from my actual country. Yeah, shout out to Redacted, yeah, right? Like, it's one of those less direct shout outs. It's one of those things where it's like shout out to the general idea that someone, like, you know, raised the prizes and everything like that, more than it is shout out to the direct person, right? Because I think it was really cool to triple the amount of prize value that I gave out. But yeah. Shout out to Rejected, it's crazy. Yep, +1 Canadian this stream. There we go, that Canadian population is going up from 7% to God knows what now, but I hope I earn some of you guys' YouTube subs. I mean, it is completely free. I do guide content. Streams every, I just said Sunday, Monday, yeah, so. Every now and then if I'm up late grinding something, I do like a late night stream after work or whatever. Because I usually get like 6 hours of sleep a night. But if I stay up after work to do some stuff in this game, which I do, because there are some grinds that I'm trying to get ahead of before the release of the, you know, certain weekly updates and stuff. Like this one, for example. That's why we're here. From the U Mountain rep and the other item. I do sometimes, like on Thursday or Wednesday nights, do a super late night stream. Just to kind of not be as alone, help me stay awake a little bit, because I get freaking tired, I'm sleepy. Anyways, that's going to be it for today's stream. Thank you so much for any of you guys who came to the location at Magnum Opus and helped me get through this a bit quicker. Thank you so much for anybody who's given me any information, ideas, recommendations for future content, and anybody who at all has just checked out the stream, the channel, even if you didn't follow or sub. Or even if I did earn your YouTube sub or Twitch follow, I appreciate you guys checking out the channel, and I hope that some of my future content can help you. Anyways, battle on.